A Hertfordshire police sergeant has been dismissed and added to the College of Policing's barred list after being found guilty at a gross misconduct hearing. Now, former police sergeant Tom Daly had a catalogue of allegations found proven against him on May the 9th, relating to coercive and controlling behaviour and sexual misconduct towards a female police colleague. The panel were told that Daly and the woman, referred to as PCX, were in an intimate relationship at the time, and it would appear that former police sergeant Daly simply couldn't take no for an answer. He also appeared to enjoy violent sex, with his partner being the recipient of the violence, not him. Daly was accused of forcing PCX to continue with sex when she requested he stop until he had finished, which sounds a bit like rape to me, and photos provided supported a claim that Daly had punched PCX in the face during sex and had sex with her in a police station, where he seems to have restrained her, as bruises to her wrists would indicate. He also took from her work locker key so he could nose around in her locker without her knowledge, told her she was a psychopath, which lots of women are, and criticised the way she dressed on at least one occasion as it was too revealing. The hearing was told of an alleged assault that took place in Scotland, where Daly punched PCX in the face, causing bruising and a red eye, and that he engaged in discussions with a junior member of staff about other members of staff that were under his supervision and confidential information that the junior member of staff should not have been told about, breaching confidentiality. Now, although he appears to have been involved in assaulting a female colleague and forced his partner to engage in sex when she refused, which is tantamount to rape, apparently there wasn't enough evidence to bring criminal charges against him, as an investigation was NFA'd in August 2020. Daly didn't bother to attend his hearing and failed to put forward any representations. The panel concluded that despite having a playful sex life on 2 occasions, PS Daly went too far, once asphyxiating her to the point she passed out, and on another occasion punching her to the face, causing bruising and constituting the assault in Edinburgh. Whilst it is acknowledged that the direct evidence of PS Daly being responsible for each and every one of the alleged occurrences may be limited, it is indicative of the control he exerted over Officer A and the state of paranoia that this engendered within her, that she assumed him to be responsible. Setting out their ruling, the Hertfordshire Constabulary's report said Police Sergeant Daly is fully responsible for the conduct alleged. The report also addresses the allegation that he had shared confidential matters with a colleague, Officer B, and the panel found that PS Daly had acted in an arguably reckless rather than deliberate way, but he ought to have foreseen the risk of harm. The report goes on to say that Police Sergeant Daly has established an improper sexual relationship with Officers A, B, and a third officer, all of whom were subordinate to him. The nature of the office of constable means that all police officers are in a position of trust and authority in relation to members of the public. An officer's misconduct will be more culpable where it involves an abuse of this position. Of course it does. Concluding, they said officers should always have high professional standards given their work dealing with vulnerable members of the public. The public are entitled to expect no less. A spokesperson for the force said that charges were considered against the former officer as part of the investigation, but that there was not enough evidence to proceed. However, this was a non-contested hearing and the evidence was not challenged. The witness accounts were accepted in full. Now, it is true that misconduct hearings are based on the balance of probabilities, whereas criminal proceedings are based on beyond reasonable doubt, but I feel the fact that it never went to a court for a trial, at the very least, to be determined, is an oversight on behalf of the CPS, if of course the CPS even got the file to begin with. After all, this was a sergeant, and it certainly wouldn't look good on Hertfordshire Police if he got found guilty of rape and assaulting a colleague.